Whenever you're redecorating or redoing a space in your home, a lot of the advice is to live in your space and, don't rush anything or, kind of take your time with it. Well, it's been a year, over a year since I started redoing my living room. And so I finally got to a place, and it was literally one of the most basic things that I finally got right in my living room that helped me feel like I finally pulled it all together and actually felt like I could make a video about it. It's like maybe 80% finished, but I don't know if it'll ever be 100% done. But let's get started. Let me show you what it looked like before. So in this house, I have learned a lot of really hard lessons. The first one, with my living space, we moved in here about 9 years ago, and I really wanted light gray walls. And if you remember, that was a really big trend for a while, and that wasn't why, but I just was really loving the light gray whenever I would see it someplace. So I picked out a few swatches, I painted my walls with them, they looked great, picked out the one that I liked the best, gave it to my painter, let him go, left the house, came back that afternoon, and my room looked blue. And he even said, it really looks kind of blue. Do you want me to repaint it? And so in my head, I'm like, well, shoot, I don't want to pay this guy a second time to repaint my walls. So I'm just going to go, it'll be fine. It'll be okay. No. So the first lesson was, if the paint color is not the color that you want, you need to just go ahead and get it repainted. Do something, because it's going to bother you for 9 years. So even my neighbor came in and she was like, oh, cool, you painted your house blue. I'm like, no, I didn't. The next thing that has driven me absolute crazy about my living room is that our living area, with the couch and the TV and all that kind of stuff, is pretty small. And I say that lightly because you could literally fit 3 of my studio apartments from New York City inside my living room right now. So it's plenty big, but I'm just saying it's kind of a small living room compared to what a lot of houses around here. In any case, with a small living space, as you probably know, you can't have a lot of stuff going on because it can just feel cluttered really quickly. And not only that, it's a little bit oddly shaped. So there's just a lot of things to think about when you're trying to plan out what you're gonna put here. So anyway, that being said, I love photos of our family and the things that we've done. And so I have a lot of framed photos. And so what I did is I got one shelf and I sat it in the corner and I put a lot of our pictures on there and some little tchotchkes and stuff. And that, seemed like a great idea. And then over my couch, I found this super gaudy. I thought it was so fun. I still think it's fun. It was just one of those things that I just really love. One of these mirrors that I really loved. This big mirror over my couch. Super gaudy, silver. Surely I have some footage of it. It was actually a really heavy, cool mirror. I forget where I found it. But anyway, so I love that. It's just my kind of weird thing to have in my living room over my couch. And then on our mantle above our fireplace, I hung a picture and I tried desperately to make my mantle look the way I wanted to look, but it just never felt right at all. Always felt cluttered, or there was just random things up there. It just never felt the way that I wanted it to feel. Now in the last 4 years, my work situation kind of changed and I've been working from home. So spending your work hours at home almost every day, you really get familiar with your space. And the way that everything was set up was driving me bonkers. I just felt like so much anxiety being in here, and I just would always be like, I gotta go to a coffee shop or something because I just feel like there's just so much stuff. So first thing I did finally is I got my living room repainted and I just went for pure white. I think I was over color. I was like, I just don't even want to try anymore. I'm gonna go for pure white. That was the color, the white that I picked. And I painted the trim this kind of off-white, I forget which color it is, and I love it. However, since then, I have seen the photos that are painted where the walls and the trim are actually the same color, and I think it looks so beautiful. So if you're thinking about painting your space, I would really look into that, because that looks really cool and it actually kind of opens up your room a little bit more. So if I had to do it all over again, that's what I would do, but that's not something that bothers me as much as the blue walls did. So I actually like my living room space. Oh, also, I think I'll randomly show you my crazy bathroom. I call it my crazy bathroom because my house is very it's not crazy or anything like that, but I have a bathroom downstairs and it's got a crazy color in it. I put all my interesting, weird art. And so I'll show you that at the end of this video if you appreciate that kind of thing. I'm really excited to share with you the sponsor of this video because their pieces have really made a big difference in my house, and that is Article. Article has been around for over 10 years and they have a direct relationship with manufacturers. So they're able to get really high quality pieces, but at much more affordable prices since they cut out the middleman. I got this walnut dresser from Article for my bedroom, and not only does it look beautiful, but it's very functional as well with deep drawers, anti-tip interlock, and is made of natural wood. These beautiful lights from Article have brought so much warmth to my space, and not only do they feature unique designs, but they are actually very affordable for such high quality lights. Now I have one other item that is from Article. I'm not going to show you yet because it's the piece that changed it. It brought everything together in my living room. I'm going to share that with you when we get to that part in the video. But I do have a QR code that you can scan and a link that you can get $50 off your purchase of $100 or more at Article. So anyway, make sure to check them out below in the description box, and let's continue. Now, as a little side note, before I painted my space pure white, the color of the brick on my fireplace, I just felt like it looked dated and just like old and dusty, and I didn't like it. And so what I had planned on doing is using some of those peel and stick bricks, like faux bricks that you can get to put over your fireplace bricks. You don't have to actually paint it, to make it black. I was like, ooh, that'd be fun, a black fireplace. But after my living space was painted pure white, I liked the brick, the regular old natural brick. I'm like, it does not bother me anymore. Love it. So next thing I realized that one of the cluttery things that was bothering me was that shelf that had all the pictures on it. And first of all, the shelf is like a dark wood, and I think maybe I just didn't need any more dark things in this living room. Even though it was contained in like a small area, it was just too much for this size living room, for me anyway. So I got rid of that. Now what I put in its place, and the idea that I had, is I was like, I need some greenery. I need some green in my living room. So we have a beautiful nursery where I live, and so I went there, and I just had this like feeling that I would go there and a tree would just kind of speak to me. And that's what happened. So I went there, and the tree that spoke to me was called a fiddle leaf, and I love it. It's so easy to take care of. I water it like every 10 days, but basically whenever it needs more water, the poor little leaves just start going like this. Boop, and then you water it and you're like, whoop. So that's great for me. I need signals for when things need to be watered, because otherwise I'll forget all about it and it'll be dead. So I put this tree in that place of that shelf. Love this so much better. Next thing I got rid of was the gaudy mirror. Love that mirror, but it had kind of just, you know, it gave me the thrill. I loved it for what it was, but it was really time to move on to someone else who would love it anew with a fresh love for that mirror. So I sold it on Facebook Marketplace, and the woman that bought it loved it. She was so happy about it. She was just so excited about it, and I was like, oh yay. I felt like I got a good home for somebody else. Then the items on my fireplace had to go. It was not working. It never worked to begin with, and so I just got rid of all that. And it always felt like, again, with putting too many things in this room, it starts to feel cluttered. So I went the total opposite route, and I found a painting of basically nothing. It's like a very neutral, bland painting that's something, but not really anything busy. And I'm happy with that for now. I mean, I could probably upgrade it to something else, but I really haven't found anything else that I think I would like. And then these two ugly leather chairs that I do not like. If it were up to me, the two chairs that we would have over there would look more like this. But those are the chairs that we have right now. They're in perfectly good condition. We do need 2 more chairs for like when people are over here and my husband's watching football or something with everybody. So that's what we have right now. Eventually, as soon as those things get like even a smidgen of a rip or something in them, I'm gonna be like, whoop, I need to replace those. They're falling apart. But they're in good condition. So really no reason to completely get rid of those. Now over my couch, I decided that I didn't really want to do anything, some big print, big picture. I didn't really want another mirror. So I settled on, I really liked the black and white photo look, but I didn't want a big black and white photo and lots of things. Again, it made me feel like I would just feel too cluttered. So I got these frames that have huge matting, and I found a really good deal for these. I don't really have any current like professional photos of my family, which I need to do that soon. So I thought, well, maybe I'll put like some of my favorite music artists, like print out black and white pictures from the internet and put those in there. Kind of like they're like records or something. And so I liked that idea. And then just recently, I don't know why it took me forever to figure this out, but just recently I was like, why do they need to be professional photos? Like, why can't I just get photos I've taken from my phone of my family, get them printed in black and white, and put those in there? Easy peasy. So went on to Snapfish, and lesson for myself that I keep learning the hard way is that I need to not do things when I'm in a hurry or my kids are like asking me something, because I just forget stupid steps. So I ordered all these pictures and I did not order them in black and white. So I've got to go and order those again. But that is my plan, is to put black and white, just random photos that I've taken of me and my family and my kids in those pictures. Now, the thing that finally pulled my whole living room together to where it finally made sense to me is I got these 2 yellow gold velvet pillows from Article, and they just, it's so perfect. The velvet with the leather, beautiful, but the color, I never in my right mind thought I would be getting pillows in this color, but I love it. And it immediately made me realize that I want a warmth, like I want warm tones in my living room and not cool tones. And so before, I was playing around with the mantle, which is, this is the part that I really need your help with. Apparently I'm terrible at mantles, but anyway, with the mantle, I was playing around with these silver candlesticks, and then I thought, well, maybe I could use a little bit of color in my living room. And so I got these really cheap vases, and I painted them with chalk paint, a navy. And I had that sitting up there, but it just still wasn't jiving with me. And I was like, ugh. But then once I got these yellow pillows on the couch, I was like, oh, warm tones, I need warm all the way. And so I switched the silver candlesticks with gold ones. Still not happy with my mantle, by the way, but it just was like, okay, well, this is starting to feel a little bit more like it's coming together. But I was really shocked at just finding the right pillows can just really make all the difference, or at least it made all the difference for me. So I've got the gold candlesticks. I decided I need some more greenery. So I went back to the nursery and I bought a plant, and I liked how it like had, you know, it was kind of coming down. So I thought that would be fun. And then I put some coffee table books up there, but I'm still not happy with it. It's still looking like random things on a mantle. It doesn't look like a cohesive scene. So I don't know if you have any suggestions, but I'm at a loss. So give me your suggestions, whatever you can think of, or you can refer me to somebody who actually is an interior designer or something that does mantles. I would be happy to look at their work because I need help. So along with my living room, I had my kitchen cabinets repainted as well. I feel like they look kind of dated, and I think even white cabinets might be dated at this point. I don't know, but I still love them, especially because I just feel like my space needs more like light things. But I decided to change the knobs, and so I changed them to this sleek black kind of pulls, which I love. Love it. Now I'm like, love my cabinets. I love that small change. It was amazing at what just changing the knobs on your cabinets can do to make them look so much more modern. Now, one stupid thing that I did, there's always some of those, is I totally forgot to tell the cabinet people or the painter people that I wanted to change the knobs on the handles. I wanted them to also be just as long as the ones on the cabinets, but in order to do that, they would have to fill the holes and then drill new ones, which they were totally willing to do if I would have just told them. And I totally forgot about it until they had completely put up my cabinets. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. So I just went back and ordered holes that would fit into the holes that I already had. And I should have learned my lesson with the whole blue wall thing, because that could have been one of the other next thing that like it's bothered me for years. But even though it's not the exact pulls that I wanted, it actually doesn't really bother me. And I think it's because the top part is the way that I wanted. And that's really what you kind of see when you go in the kitchen. And so it doesn't really bother me that bad. Now the lights that came with this house are so far away from my style. I feel like I'm not quite sure what my style exactly would be when it comes to interior design, but it's definitely more modern. But it's not that. It's not those lights that I had in the kitchen. So those came down. I replaced them with some lights that I think are really cool and just more fun and interesting. They give more warmth, I feel like, to this space. But in the living area, in the kitchen area, I really liked putting this chandelier from Article. I just think it looks so much better, and it just go so much more with the feel of what I want, this like natural, organic, warm feel in my living space. So I'm really happy about that change. I did not really like that chandelier that came with the house. So I would say that this whole downstairs living area is like 80% done. There's still some things that I feel like I'll probably upgrade or change as time goes on, or if I find the right thing or whatever. But oh my goodness, just painting my walls a pure white, getting rid of the mirror, which was way too much for this living room, putting the plant here instead of that shelf with all the stuff, just, I mean, worlds better in here, out here. I just love it. And I love my color scheme. I feel like I somehow fell into some kind of millennial trend, even though I'm like kind of an older millennial. I don't know if I'm really a millennial. I'm more a zennial. Anyway, but I do think that's called like a millennial trend, the whole white, black, and wood or something. Anyway, I love it. I love it, and I just so much happier with it now. Next, I'm going to attack my bedroom when I feel like I have the mental space to do that, because that's another area that it needs help. My bedroom needs some major help in it, but I just don't have the creative energy to focus on that right now, but that's coming. Now, if you wanna see my bathroom, the crazy bathroom, so we have like a downstairs half bath. It's like, you know, toilet and sink, it's really small. And I just kind of like, back when I was early 20s and I had my, you know, it was my first place, I had all to myself, I used to paint my bathroom like every other weekend. That was like my jam. I don't know why, but I loved going to Home Depot, getting a new paint color, painting stripes, painting all kinds of weird stuff in my bathroom. It was like, that was my hobby, is repainting my bathroom. So I guess in honor of that, I'm not really sure, but I wanted to paint this bathroom just a crazy color. So I picked out this like neon lime green, painted my bathroom that color, and I love it. And then what I do in there is I'll occasionally be like traveling, I'll be somewhere and I'll see a piece of art and I'm like, that's so cool. And it's usually like the weirdest piece of art you've ever seen. And, but it'll speak to me and I'm just will love it. And so that's where I put all those pieces. So that's my little crazy bathroom. So that was my living room makeover. I hope this was helpful. I've never done one of these before and this is not my forte at all. But yeah, I'm really happy about the way things turned out / are going because I just feel way more comfortable in my own house, thank goodness, now with the things that changes that I made. Anyway, thank you for watching this video if you even made it this far. Don't forget to check out Article if you are in the market for some home furnishings. I'm just really loving every single piece that I have from them. I will leave their information in the description box below, and of course let me know what you think in this video, and I will see you next time.